Hello, my name is Nicholas Post, and I have been a student at University of Liggett School for the past 4 years. I've played varsity baseball and basketball. My question for my ARP project was, how does sports psychology aid in the rehabilitation process for injured baseball players? Types of injuries. There are three types of injuries that are common in all ages of baseball players. First off, the UCL or ulnar collateral ligament tear, which usually takes 12 to 15 months to recover. That is found in the elbow. The ACL and MCL usually takes 4 to 8 months for recovery time, and that is found in the knee. Rotator cuff sprain, which is the most common of of the three injuries, takes 12 to 15 months and potentially surgery time. Physical recovery. There are four main things that helps injured baseball players when recovering physically. First, chirotherapy, resistance bands, running and icing and drinking a lot of fluids. All four of these exercises and physical recovery techniques are used to reduce the lactic acid buildup in the athlete's muscles. What is sports psychology? Sports psychology is the study of how psychology influences sports, athletic performance, exercise, and physical activity. Importance of having a sports psychologist during a recovery time period. A sports psychologist will help prevent eating disorders, depression, and even suicide and other psychological effects. These are all things that an injured athlete could possibly have when going through the recovery time period. Mental recovery. Seeing a sports psychologist, you would usually talk about adjusting your goals, focusing on what you can control, seeking help from other peers, coaches, and trainers. Normal therapy, they can help adjust eating habits, positive thinking, and involvement. Involvement is probably the most important of the all six, because being involved and being around the team camaraderie is very important, just to know that you're still a part of the team and a part of something. Introducing macrocognitive expertise. Macrocognitive expertise is a new way or new discovery and technology that will help batters be able to predict the pitch before it is even thrown when in the batter's box. And here's a clip to describe more.
Yogi Berra said you can't think and hit at the same time. And if we're talking about hitting a major league fastball, he was absolutely right. There just doesn't seem to be enough time for a hitter's brain to process a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and react quickly enough to hit it. The distance from the rubber to home plate is 60 feet 6 inches. Subtracting 5 or 6 feet to account for the pitcher's stride, it takes a fastball traveling at 90 to 95 miles an hour about 400 milliseconds to get from the pitcher's hand to the catcher's mitt. The batter is already at a disadvantage because it takes the human brain around 80 to 100 milliseconds just to process the image that the eyes are taking in. On top of that, it's going to take 150 milliseconds on average to get his bat around to meet the ball, and 25 milliseconds for his brain to send the signal to his body to swing. That leaves him with just 125 milliseconds to gauge the pitch and decide whether or not to go for it. To put this in perspective, it takes 300 to 400 milliseconds just to blink. If the pitch looks good, the batter has a 7 millisecond window to meet the ball in a position where he will put it in play.
That just puts into perspective of how hard it is to actually hit a major league fastball. And with the introduction of macrocognitive expertise, this will give the injured baseball players the mental edge and some confidence when returning to the batter's box. Suggestions for all coaches. Be empathetic for injured players, keep them involved, and be supportive. By keeping them involved, just makes them feel like they're still a part of the team, even though they are not playing. And be supportive and empathetic, meaning just put yourself in their shoes and understand what they're going through, because it's not very easy. And those are my sources. Thank you for listening.